Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are doing what I think is a pretty exciting video. We are doing a Flashback Friday full face of Too Faced. This was actually requested quite a while ago. I'm finally doing it. And I'm excited because Too Faced is one of my favorite brands. I've always been very into their collections and the products that they release. We're gonna play with some makeup today and I'm excited. I've got hair clips. I still need to clip my hair back. And you guys are a bit closer than normal because I'm assuming you'd like to see. So we're going to be using all Too Faced products today except for liner and brows because I actually don't have any Too Faced liners anymore and I don't have any Too Faced brow products. So everything else is going to be all Too Faced though. I've got a nice little mix from different collections that they did and I'm very excited. Also, my shirt is like very 2000s vibes, which I'm kind of into. Like, you guys can't see it, but I'm into it. We are going to jump into this. I'm going to start with the Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. I have used this primer for years and I've loved it. Unfortunately, I feel like the one that I have now is like kind of going bad. I did do my skincare already, so my skin is nice and prepped. I just did my regular like skincare that I've been doing, trying to get rid of this breakout, which I'm sure using this primer. I don't think I'm going to keep this primer. I love it, but the one that I have is just like super duper old and it's very obviously off. It's such a good primer. I strongly recommend it. This particular one though is just bad. So I do think I'm going to go ahead and toss this because it's got like a weird scent to it now and the texture is a little bit off, but I love this primer, so I probably will end up repurchasing that in the future. For foundation, I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way. This is in the shade Porcelain, which I don't know why. It feels like darker to me, I guess, and I'm literally just going to put that on a beauty blender. Like, it's almost too dark for my skin tone, if that makes sense. Do you see that? I don't know why. Because it's porcelain. I'm not used to porcelain being this dark. But this is not my first bottle of Born This Way. Born This Way is a foundation that I genuinely love. It's such a good foundation. So it was requested that I do a full video, a full face of Too Faced. And then I've had some requests to do videos like bringing back old school palettes and kind of doing new looks with them and things like that. So I'm kind of combining the two videos for today. And we're gonna do like a twofer. I'm gonna do a full face of Too Faced and then I'm also going to use an older Too Faced palette and we're gonna make a look with that. I do love the like kind of satiny dewy finish that Born This Way gives me though. I think it's really beautiful. I don't understand why this shade is so like dark, but I love the foundation like in and of itself as a whole. It's a really great foundation. I'm going to take a quick break to do some stuff to my eyes. This is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, which is obviously like such a cult. I always put way too much on too. It's such a cult classic like eyeshadow primer though. It blends out so nicely. I always put way too much on and I don't know why I do that to myself. But this has been like a favorite for years. It's so good. It is different than the Urban Decay. Ooh, I've completely spaced on the name. I like them both, but I like them both for like different reasons. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do my brows really quick. This is the Urban Decay Brow Beater because I don't have a Too Faced brow product. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. I feel like my brows are never even, which I don't understand why, but like I feel like they just aren't. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do some eyeshadow and then we're gonna move back on to the face. I almost like doing it a little bit better this way. This is how I've been doing it for the last like week or two. And I like it a little bit better because I can still fix my foundation. But putting on foundation after eyeshadow always messes me up and I don't know why. So we're using the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette today. This is such an oldie but a goodie. It's a beautiful palette. We're gonna be doing more of like a neutral look today, I think. I played around with a little bit of this yesterday just because I have not used this in genuinely so long and it is so pretty and oh, it smells like peach, which is so just, oh, it's such a nice scent and it's so perfect for like summertime. I know obviously we are not in summertime, but it's such a beautiful, beautiful scent. You can still get this palette. It's so old, but I feel like almost everyone has this palette. It's become like such a quintessential palette in the makeup community. It's so I'm going to start off by taking Georgia, and I'm going to put that in like my upper crease area, if that's a thing. And I'm going to do like one eye on camera and then one eye off, just to save a little bit of time, because I feel like my eyes are always what I spend the longest on. So I'm using this Morphe & Jaclyn Hill JH40 brush to kind of map it out a little bit. And then I'm going to take a different brush to blend it out. So used to not sitting up straight that my camera is like ever so slightly lower. So I almost have to slouch down to like make sure that I'm still in the shot, especially when it's zoomed in like this. And it's very annoying. And I really think I need to work on sitting up straight and not slouching everywhere. God, I love this Georgia shade. It's so like understated but pretty. And when I blended that, I kind of blew it out a little bit and really raised it up higher. Now I'm going to go into Puree. And I'm going to put that kind of a little bit more concentrated in my actual crease. Do like a makeshift kind of jumping off point. And I'm not going to do as much as I did with Georgia. Just a little more center and then towards the outer lash line. Try to darken that area up a little bit. I'm going to go into Summer Yum, which is the shade right here. And I'm going to very, very, very lightly kind of tap that on my lid area and blend it out a bit. I almost feel like I need like an actual chair with a backing. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in Swan. This is also what I plan to use like on my face. I'm gonna put that in the center of the lid and then kind of tap it out a little bit. Now I'm gonna take this shade Cobbler right here and I'm gonna put that over the concealer with like an eyeshadow brush that is made for packing on eyeshadow. This is the Super Beauty 530 in case you're interested. Really want it packed on there. And then I'm gonna blend it out a little bit. So there's more that I'm going to do, but I'm gonna do the other eye first because we're gonna end up coming back to my eyes once we're done with my face. So I also went and added some eyeliner to my lower lash line because I don't have a Too Faced liner, so I ended up using the Tarte Maneater liner, which favorite of mine, obviously. So the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in Swan is what I will be using for my like regular concealer now. This, I believe, is like the newer packaging of the Born This Way concealer. I have the old packaging as well, and honestly I like the I don't know if they changed the formula in it, but I like the formula in like both of them. I think they're both really good concealers, but they do I don't know, the older one seems like to be a little bit thicker to me than this one. I almost prefer this one a little bit, and I know it's so weird, but I so much prefer the packaging of this one versus the old one. This shade, I don't know if it's because like this shade is my regular shade in this concealer, it's Swan, which is also typically my shade in like the foundation, but Porcelain, I don't know, it's just so dark in this foundation. It's almost like orangey a little bit. For powder, I'm going to take the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Complexion Powder in Porcelain. I really need to like rethink my getting ready area. Like when I film it where I normally film everything else, and this bench thing is not working for me because I almost feel like I keep having to slouch and I feel like it's really throwing off the camera angle. Plus, during my declutters, which you'll see as they start to come out, I had destroyed this bench because I decided to declutter on the bench, which in retrospect was not my shining moment. But I'm considering doing like maybe like a chair with like a backing on it or something, and like a table. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking that might like help me out a little bit and make it a little bit easier for me to like sit up straight. I could also like move my camera, but then if I don't want to sit up straight, the camera's off too. My posture is terrible. I need to go through and like reorganize the background, like, because right now I just have random stuff all over the little ledge that I've got. And I think I might switch out the background too. I don't know, I'm just not feeling the flowers. Like, I think it's beautiful, but when I watch my videos in playback, I'm just meh. For contour slash bronzer slash whatever you want to call it, I'm going to use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. This is the matte bronzing powder made with real cocoa. This is in the shade Milk Chocolate. This I love. Speaking of which, I really like the Born This Way powder too. Like the whole Born This Way line I love. And this is one of my favorite bronzers ever. I do use it as kind of like a contour because it is a matte powder, but it smells so good. It's such a nice light shade. If you've got fair skin, this would probably work for you. They do have one that is like dark chocolate, I think. And that would probably be better if you've got darker skin. I think I might want to like change my background a little bit. I don't know. I found this really pretty like marble-ish looking one on Amazon, and I feel like that's kind of like, it's plain enough that it like won't be distracting, but it's also like pretty enough that there's still like something there, if that makes sense, which is kind of what I'm going for. The skull one I did really like, but I feel like it made my videos just a little too dark, and I wasn't really into that. This flower one is just like almost too busy, and that could also be because I have like a ton of shit in my background. I really just need to like sit down, look at it, kind of figure out what I want it to look like, probably before I make any like actual decisions. I have the Too Faced Fruit Cocktail Blush Duo in Strobeberry. This looks very frightening in the pan, but it's actually beautiful on. I'm literally just gonna like kind of tap into both of the shades and then just pat it on. I will say though, I'm not making like huge decisions yet, but I really did like the marble backdrop that I found. I feel like that's so, and it's not like a backdrop, these are tapestries, and I feel like it's so pretty, and like that's kind of, I think, the vibe that I want to go with. So I'm envisioning my little ledge kind of cleaned up a little bit, and then maybe like an acrylic, kind of what I have at my vanity, or like a pink chair, and then some type of table, and I feel like that would really help. I don't know though, I don't know. I feel like it'd be much easier if like I could film in front of my vanity, but behind my vanity is literally just like the door in the closet, and I never like how the background looks, so I'm really gonna have to sit down and think about that. For highlighter, this is actually the Too Faced Diamond Fire highlighter. This was from the like 2020, was it? Or was this from 2019? This was from one of the astrology collections, and it's so pretty, you guys. Look at how gorgeous that is. It's this beautiful like holographic highlight. I'm obsessed with it, and I've been using it the last couple of days, and I really just, it's so beautiful on everything. And it's really difficult, in my personal opinion, as somebody who really likes a lot of highlight, it's pretty difficult to like kind of overdo it. It's just so pretty, and I really feel like it adds like just a nice almost element of surprise, because something like this flashy isn't really something that I would normally wear with like this type of makeup look, I think, because I am going for more of like a fall type makeup look, if that wasn't super obvious. And I don't know, like this just kind of brings that like hint of surprise that I really like. Okay, so now I have to finish up. We're gonna go back to the eyes really quick. I'm gonna go back to the Sweet Peach palette. I need to find my brush. Okay. I'm going to go into Just Peachy and Candied Peach, these two shades right here. I'm going to kind of mix those together a little bit on the end of this brush. And that is what I'm going to smudge out underneath my lash line. I was debating doing falsies with this look, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like what we've ended up here with is kind of more of like an everyday fall look, and I don't want to make it too much by adding lashes to it. I'm also going to take this shade Luscious right here, and I'm going to use this kind of as my brow bone highlight and my inner corner highlight on both eyes. And then lastly for eyes, I have this. This is the Too Faced Liquid Glitter Eyeshadow in Strawberries and Champagne. This is a stunning, stunning shade. And I'm going to put this kind of like, just watch. I'm going to try to get kind of minimal product on here. And I'm going to put it like in the inner corner, but sweeping it up. So it kind of covers that section of my lid. I'm going to do the same to the other side. I just want like a little hint of sparkle in there, you know what I mean? I had a liquid liner and I have no idea where it went, so I'm going to use the Tarte Sex Kitten liner, which is also one of my favorites. Tarte actually does like really good liners. I'm not even going to try to do like a wing or anything. I just did a very, very simple line. This is a simple fall look. I'm going to use some of the Too Faced Lip Insurance Original. This Lip Insurance I have very mixed feelings about. Like, part of me loves it and part of me doesn't think like this one does like much of anything. I don't know, I just feel like this one you can't get like crazy good proven results with. So I'm going to do my setting spray. This is the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1. Honestly, I will say I've got two Too Faced setting sprays. I've got this one and I have the Do You. I much prefer the Do You. I like the sprayer better, the mister, and the scent of it is much better. I'm not the biggest, like I like this, it's okay, but now having tried the Do You, I much prefer that. So now I'm going to do some mascara. I always do my mascara after I do my setting spray because otherwise I feel like it tends to kind of flake off a little bit. And then I'm going to do my lip product. So for mascara, I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. If you've been following me for any point in time, this is my holy grail mascara. But here's the trick to it, right? You cannot use it right when you first get it. When you first get it, you have to open it and then close it and then let it sit for 24 hours. And then you can use it. But in doing that, it ends up, because this formula is like a super duper wet formula the first time you open it, and once you open it and then close it back up again, it starts to kind of dry a little bit. And honestly, once it's had 24 hours to just kind of like be exposed to the air, don't leave the wand out, like put the wand back in. But once it's been opened and it's gotten exposed to the air, about 24 hours later is the sweet spot where it's just like the best mascara I've ever tried. Bonus points, I love the wand. Like, cause it's big, but it's not like crazy big. And I also love the packaging. It's just like just sleek, beautiful. Okay, and then for lips, this is actually the Comfort Lip Glaze in Home Slice from the Tutti Frutti collection. This is one of those ones, I'm pretty sure this is meant to be like a lip gloss, and it's got a lot of shimmer in it, which I was a little concerned about at first, but I actually really like it. I love how that looks. Okay, now I can take off my little hair clips. Oh, that pulled. So that is the look for today. Honestly, like I said, I really love just Too Faced in general, and I feel like this whole thing is kind of a perfect fall look. At least for me personally, I feel like I'm definitely going to get a lot of wear out of these types of makeup, these types of finishes, just kind of this nice wearable neutral-ish. And I'm not normally like a neutrals person, but I don't know, just I'm loving this, and I'm wearing like a dark green top today, and I just feel like it all flows so nicely, and I freaking love it. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Please make sure you let me know down below what your favorite Too Faced product is, and if you'd like to see me do this with any other brand, let me know down below as well. I'd be more than happy to. This is actually so much fun to film. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not already, so you can see everything that I plan on doing in the future. I don't know why you'd want to, but here we are. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will catch you next time. Have a great one.